So it's exactly 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, November 20th, and I have been trying to organize and sort through stuff in this underwear drawer here for the last 35 minutes or so. And I've always suspected that there are surveillance devices in this apartment, in this unit, because every time I do things that are of a personal or private nature that have to do with, underwear and private parts and things like that, the psychotic neighbors directly next door in Unit 88, directly next door in 78, and directly below in 76 start getting really agitated. Every single time I either try to use my toilet, try to take a shower, anything that involves like the removal of some kind of clothing or underwear. So I've been pulling out underwear from this drawer and trying to put it back, and pulling out other items I've been storing in this drawer. And every single time I pulled out an item that looked like it might be of a, suspect nature, like this box right here, for instance, there's nothing in here. It's like there's some old print stuff in here. But when I pulled it out, the nut job directly below in 76 started making banging noises, violent banging noises. And then just a few minutes ago, when I pulled out a little case of batteries that I keep in here, I actually use the batteries for this little light thing right here. It's battery operated, and the battery case is right here. So if you take out the batteries, the lights go out, right? See? And then you put the batteries back in, the lights go back on. But the nut job directly next door in 88 started smacking the wall as soon as I pulled out this little case of batteries here, clearly thinking it was for, some type of personal device or something. I don't own any of those. I don't use those. That's not my thing. But I do use the batteries to try to power this little light strand, the strand of lights right here. Yeah, so now the batteries are not working. Anyway, but every single time over the last 20 minutes that I've pulled out some kind of item that could be personal, like I pulled out these little soaps. 78 has been in her bathroom. She's a psychopath. She spends hours in that bathroom right there smoking stuff. She's been blowing bursts of marijuana fumes through that wall throughout the entire afternoon. She gets really agitated whenever I pull out anything that might be of a personal or private nature. And when I pulled out these soaps, she started getting agitated right against that wall right there. These people have nothing to do, and they can obviously somehow see or know of what I do in this unit, because the only banging noises that I've experienced from 88, from 76, and 78 over the last, 4 or 5 hours since I woke up have been when I tried to go into my bathroom to use the toilet, and just now when I was pulling out these items from my underwear drawer and socks, right? So they thought that socks were maybe lingerie. So when I initially started pulling out socks, they would get like all agitated. Nut job in 88 was hitting something against the wall. The nut job in 76 was making violent banging noises. Again, whenever I pulled out anything that could have been interpreted as being lingerie or some kind of a sexual device, which I obviously don't have. When I pulled out these insoles, they also got agitated. 78 got agitated. They're all clearly able to have knowledge of what I do. And oh, geez, see, there was a violent banging noise from directly below, just as I said that. These are insoles, but when I pulled them out, they probably thought these were some kind of sexual toy or something, which, again, I have no interest in that stuff. But these are foot insoles, and they started getting all perverted and agitated over these foot insoles and over this pretty much empty box of nothing, and these batteries that I keep in my underwear drawer, but I use them for this, to try to power up this little strand of lights here that is battery. You have to use batteries to turn it on, and it hasn't been working very well lately. The lights aren't working. I don't even know what just happened. But anyway, yeah. So clearly there are surveillance devices in and around this area right here. I don't know where, but when people react in real time, violently and aggressively and deliberately to one specific thing that you do, every time you do it, then it's not a coincidence, right? It is absolutely not a coincidence. And they thought that these items, innocuous everyday items like soap, batteries for my string of lights that I still can't turn on right now, and foot insoles and a box of, there's paper stuff in here. There's like some old prints in there. They thought it was all like nefarious personal pleasure items or whatever, and that these socks were lingerie. I have a bunch of old saggy underwear on my bed, and initially when I started pulling those out and rearranging them, they all got like worked up as well. So there's something in here in this unit that allows people to react aggressively moment by moment to things that I do that are of a personal or private nature, or they think that what I'm doing is of a personal or private nature, even if it's not, but they react anyway, thinking that it's some kind of pervy thing, and it's not, and the joke is on them. But the very fact that they're responding in real time to things that I do that they think might be personal or private, like pulling out socks and saggy underwear, but they think it's going to be like lingerie and whips and chains, shows that there's some kind of device in this unit that people use to have knowledge of what I do, and they react aggressively, deliberately, and moment by moment.